Good morning. Welcome to Mantra 108, where we are in the next to the last day of our 21-day mantra practice. This mantra practice has been focused on relationship, focused on healing and gaining new perspective on difficult relationships, around difficult relationships or challenging relationships. And so we've been chanting our mantra for the past 20 days. This is the 20th day, tomorrow will be the 21st day. And then we'll move on to a new mantra, which I'll tell you all about tomorrow. And our new mantra is, going to kind of continue on this path of relationship healing. Good morning, Pierce, and good morning, Holly, and good morning, Michelle. But I'll talk to you about that tomorrow. So for this morning, we've been talking about this idea of non-possessiveness, this idea of aparigraha, this idea of non-possessiveness and non-attachment. And good morning, Cindy, and good morning, Bianca. So this idea of non-attachment and how important it is in our relationships. Because if we're attached to the way a relationship once was and something that we really loved, and perhaps now it's changed quite a bit and we don't love it so much anymore, if we're attached to that, we don't offer ourselves the opportunity to experience the relationship in this moment, what it brings us right now. Good morning. So I'm going to read a little bit out of Deborah's book, but first I made an observation this morning that I wanted to share with you that I think is consistent with this idea of the importance of non-possessiveness, non-attachment. So we have in our house one of these whole house fans, whole house attic fans. So if you open a window and you turn on this fan, it'll draw the cool air in from the outside and bring the hot air up and out through the ceiling or through the attic. So a lot of times hot air will linger in the upstairs or in the attic space, and this brings this, it sucks the cool air in from outside and brings it up and out through the attic, so that it really cools the house really nicely, especially upstairs and in the bedroom where I'm sleeping, and I like that nice cold air while I'm sleeping. So I noticed this morning, and I notice this often in the morning, that when while the fan is still on, all of these little tiny moths have been sucked up against the screen, and they can't free themselves. They've been sucked up against that screen, and they're just like sucked right into an abyss that they can't escape. And then when I turn off the fan, the little moths, they're free and they can fly away. So I was looking at that this morning, and I was thinking that that's kind of how we are with our attachments. We're bound by those attachments, and until someone else flips the switch so that it frees us from those attachments, or more specifically, when we flip the switch so that we can be freed from those attachments and instead live in this moment. Good morning, Anisha. We can free ourselves from those binds. We simply have to let go, and then we find our freedom. So, I don't know, sometimes when I'm studying something like this, everything I see has a little metaphor in it. So those little moths stuck against my window just kind of rang out as a metaphor about our idea of non-attachment. So, so now I'm going to read just a little something here from Deborah again, as we close these thoughts of aparigraha, the idea of non-possessiveness. So she says, but aren't we supposed to care? In our relationships, aren't we supposed to care? Of course we are. We do care, but sometimes that attaches us or over-attaches us. So she says, non-attachment does not mean that we don't care or that we somehow shut ourselves off from the pleasures and the joy of life and of each other. In fact, non-attachment frees us up to be immersed in appreciation of life and of one another. We are asked to let go of the clinging to the thing, not the enjoyment of the thing itself. So those little moths I told you about, you know, they may be coming up near that window because they're curious, and then because they probably see a little light inside, and then all of a sudden they're stuck to their curiosity or their attachment. Letting go of the ownership opens us up to full engagement, which with what is set before us in the present moment, it opens us up to that engagement. Life becomes then a banquet, and we are free to feast. Like the breath, we're invited to breathe in deeply, enjoying the fullness of the inhalation, and then to let go just as deeply and fully, enjoying the release of the exhale. The fewer attachments we carry with us, the more we are free to enjoy and engage and live every moment before us to the fullest. The more breath we let go of, the more room there is in our body for the fullness of the next inhalation. The more we generously give and share, the more expansive and light we become. The journey of life is towards freedom. A bird cannot hold its perch and fly at the same time. Neither can we grasp anything and be free, like the monkey that we talked about yesterday. Practicing constant generosity and unfailing trust will keep our greed in check and keep us open to life's unfolding. What wants to come to us is so great, and what we hold on to is often so small. Like the trapeze artist, are we willing to be suspended in mid-air in total trust of the timing and of a future that is greater than the one that we're holding on to? So that ends our contemplation about aparigraha, about letting go, and how that might affect our relationships. Holding on to too much doesn't let us appreciate what is right here in the present moment in our relationships, whether it's with one person or in a group. So that ends our practice of aparigraha. Now we'll start our mantra. So as I turn on our tempura, go ahead and close your eyes. Good evening, Sonia. So glad to have you with us. Close down your eyes. Sit tall and lengthen through your crown so that you can sit even a little taller. But at the same time, drop those shoulders down away from your ears as we let go of our attachment to holding our body in a certain way. We can let our skin soften. We can let our muscles soften. And we can bring that sweet, soft energy to our hearts. Allowing ourselves to release any moment from the past that we might be holding on to in this moment. Allow ourselves to release any anxiety that we may be possessing about the future moment that we're holding on to in this moment. Just bringing ourselves fully present to this space, this time, this moment. And we'll take an inhale together to begin. Auṁ Śrīm Mitrāya Namaḥ. 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 Auṁ Śrīm Mitraya 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 Namaḥ. Auṁ Śrīm Mitrāya 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 Namaḥ. Auṁ Śrīm Namaḥ. Aum Śrīm Mitraya 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 Namaḥ. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Please sit for just a few moments in the vibration of your sound. And this brings us to the end of our practice today, the 20th day of our 21-day practice. And I want to remind you that when we practice these mantras, these Sanskrit mantras, and when we're pronouncing them correctly, when we're pacing them correctly, honoring the correct varna and the correct matra and the correct swara of our mantras, the correct pronunciation, the correct meter, and the correct tone of our mantras. We are not only chanting for the vibration of the sound, but it is the form of the sound. So when we're chanting about the transcendence of our relationships, we are making transformational steps in our relationships. That's part of the magic of mantra. So I will say good morning to you now, goodbye to you now for today. I'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock once again for our 21st and final day of practice. And then if you'd like to join me, we'll begin again on Monday with a brand new mantra that I'm very excited about and a brand new book to study. This is another one of my favorite books, The Path of the Yoga Sutras by Nikolai Bachman, and another yoga scholar, another Sanskrit scholar, another non-dualist scholar, and he takes, I think, 52 of the major concepts from the Yoga Sutras and speaks about them in this book. So this will be really rich for us as well to contemplate as we move on to our next practice. All right, have a great day, everybody. It's a weekend, and in fact, it's a 3-day weekend. Not that that makes much difference to any of us since we're isolating so sweetly. So have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.